So I'm back to try snacks, and it's going to be some candy this time. So, these are not new anymore, but I hadn't tried this brand before. So I've got two different kinds of candy today that I'm going to be trying. The first is the So Good Candy Freeze-Dried Sour Bites, which look like kind of like Skittles. They're not. That are freeze-dried and they are sour. So I don't know if they're sour on the inside or if they just have like sour powder on the outside. I have never tried this brand before. It says hyper dried, hyper crunchy, hyper flavorful. Female founded, family founded. Sometimes we just crave the classic candies to satisfy our sweet tooth. A little dilemma, the guilt of finishing an entire bag. Introducing our freeze-dried candies, the classics you love, with a crunchy twist. Intensified flavor plus expanded size plus long lasting equals fewer bites needed for your sweets. Our sweet treats are crunchy, not chewy, and stick to your teethy. The inside expands, doubling or tripling in size, creating the perfect lightweight, airy treat. Hyper dried, freeze dried, removing 99% of the moisture from food, keeping our sweet treats just as crunchy and flavorful for years. Zero water dilution, intensified flavor without being overpowering, just sweet enough and just big enough to supply your sweet fix in a few pieces. So I think the idea is that since they're freeze-dried, they are bigger than they would normally be, which is interesting because these don't really look bigger than like a Skittles would. Maybe they're fatter, they're not as flat, but they're not big. So the idea is because they're fat that you won't eat as many of them, and so there are 4.2 servings per container in here. You know, that drives me nuts. Why would you do that? And it says net weight 4.2 ounces, 119 grams. So if one serving is 1 ounce, why did you make it 4.2 ounces? Why would you put 0.2 of a serving in there? I don't understand. Why would you not just have it a 4-ounce packet and say that it's 4 servings? I still think that that is BS because this is probably like a king size Skittles amount of product, which maybe is like 2 servings. And I get you're supposed to eat less because they're puffed up. And it is resealable, so that's really nice. But don't do 4.2 servings. Just do 4. Or make a serving enough that whatever you put in the bag fits an even number of servings, not a part of a serving. Sorry, you only get 0.2 of something. Anyway. Okay, so they definitely are bigger than like a Skittle. So I've got a purple one, an orange one, and a yellow one. Ooh, sour. That is a lot. I think that was like boysenberry. It was not grape. That was surprising. That was very surprising. That was good. Let's try the orange one. Okay. That tastes more of what I was expecting. They're very tart. They've got like the citric acid powder on the outside of them. And I guess because it's been dehydrated, they like it is much more like it's very stuck to it. It's not just on the outside. I mean, it is just on the outside, but it's almost more like a coating of citric acid as opposed to rolled in a citric acid that is like falling off because nothing's coming off of these. But so it's very tart when you put it in your mouth. And then it is crunchy, which is kind of nice, like crunchy in an airy way. The orange one tastes like an orange Tic Tac, a very sour orange Tic Tac. Whereas that purple one was like some kind of berry. It was not grape. Let's try yellow. It is lemon. Okay, we have two other flavors we haven't tried. There is green and there's pink. Green. Kind of looks like a wasabi pea. Green is green apple. It is not lime. So here is pink. Let's see what pink is. I can't tell. It is sour and red tasting. So I think I need to try red and purple again. So in knowing how sour these are, I can buy this as being 4 servings. Because you're going to tear up your tongue if you ate a lot of them. Just having a few is very nice and satisfies kind of that like quest for sweetness. And then it is nice that they're not, that you get the crunchiness without it being sticky on your teeth. I do really like that. Well, let me try to figure out what these two flavors are. Try the red one again. I think I'm going to go with raspberry. It doesn't taste like strawberry to me. It's definitely not cherry. It's good. Like, I really like it, but it just kind of tastes like red. And here's the purple one again. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm going to call it berry. So you've got green apple, lemon, orange, berry, and red. That is what I would say the flavors are. I like those. I will give them, because you have some interesting flavors in here, they don't just taste like that. I will give those an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10 for those. Those are good. They're really good. I would repurchase them. I am annoyed by the 0.2 servings, but that doesn't affect their flavor at all. I got them for a very reasonable price, but I think if you bought them at full price, they're probably way overpriced for what they are. But they are really yummy and good, and I like them. So the second item that I have today are Jolly Rancher Chewy Poppers. So I think it's like Jolly Rancher candy over like a soft, fruity center. I mean, it shows this. So I think it's like candy, and then you've got like kind of gummy, and then like, I don't know if that's liquid flavor in there. This does tell you what flavors you have. It is green apple, blue raspberry, cherry, grape, and watermelon. Like all of those flavors. I think I don't like cherry candy, but I like Jolly Ranchers cherry because I think it tastes good. It doesn't taste like cough syrup. It just says candy shell, chewy core, fruity center. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flavors, just like with the other one. So let's eat them in the order that they're listed on the bag, with green apple being first. Okay, so the coating is very light. It is not hard to bite through it. I was a little worried. So a few weeks ago, I tried the ropes. I was not super thrilled with them. This tastes like the rope. You've got, I'm going to suck on it a little bit. So I don't think the outside is Jolly Rancher. It just seems sweet, which is, it seems wrong. You're putting hard candy on the outside when you started off as a hard candy and you didn't use your hard candy on the outside. That's so strange to me of why you would do that. Probably cheaper. For the inside, the creamy gummy part is not, I thought it might just be like marshmallow flavored. It's not. It's like green apple flavored. So I think it's going to be unique to each one of these candies. I was not able to actually see the fruity part. It just kind of looked like a hole. So I don't know if it's integrated. I don't know if it tastes different than the whitish part, or if it all just tastes the same. It tastes very fruity, but there's like a strong chemical taste to it as well. It reminds me of the ropes, and I thought with the ropes that it might be because they were made with like wheat flour, and I thought maybe it was like the fruit flavor mixing with the flour flavor. But I guess that's just the flavor, because these don't have any wheat in them. It's sugar, corn syrup, vegetable oil, malic acid, natural and artificial flavor, lecithin, gelatin, carnauba wax, and colors. Not super healthy, but you don't expect candy to be healthy. I don't really like that aftertaste. Maybe that is unique to the green apple flavor. Let me see. What do we got next? Blue raspberry. I don't expect this to taste more natural. I'm going to try sucking on it. It's just sweet. Like there's no, it doesn't have that like tart Jolly Rancher flavor. I don't understand why they would do that. As you bite into it, so you can bite it. It's not, it doesn't hurt your teeth. The inside is not really gummy. It's not really creamy. It's like a taffy without being sticky, because it doesn't really stick to your teeth. It has a ton of flavor. And this does taste like blue raspberry, and specifically Jolly Rancher blue raspberry. I'm not sure how you're supposed to eat them. Like if you're supposed to suck on them, if you're supposed to just chew them up. Because after a while, the middle part kind of like spreads out and sticks to your like gums. So it's not like sticky, like pulling out fillings, but sticky in that it's almost a liquid, and it's like it's trying to hold on. So you can't just chew it all away. You have to kind of suck a little bit to dissolve it. It's odd. So next one, I'm going to try biting into it. I did like that flavor better. I mean, it doesn't taste real. It doesn't taste like real raspberries. It tastes like blue raspberries, so it tastes like Slurpee. But it didn't have near the like weird aftertaste that the green apple one had. So let's try grape. Very grape. But even though it's grape and it tastes like typical grape candy, there is some tartness there, which is one of the things that I like most about Jolly Ranchers, is that they have tartness to all of their fruit flavors. So I'm glad that they kept that. This does have a little bit of that aftertaste that I tasted far more in green apple one. And I don't know if it's the center part that I can't actually identify, but this grape one in particular gets tartar as the layers kind of go away. So it makes me think that that middle part might be the sour part. I think that kind of wang, that weird off flavor, I think that's part of just the underlying base of whatever the white tenacious cream is. I don't know what to call it because it's not gummy and it's not really creamy. It's almost like a nougat, like a sour nougat. Let's call it that. Because it gives you kind of an ick feeling, which it's like they're trying to create the traditional Jolly Rancher flavor, but give it to you in something that you could chew, as opposed to a hard candy that you can't chew because it sticks to your teeth. But in doing so, you do give a type of candy that you can eat a lot faster than you can a hard candy. Not a lot fast. Okay, a little faster than a hard candy. But you lose some of the best of the flavor parts of that like clear candy because you have this strange aftertaste that I tasted in the ropes that they had, and I'm tasting in this. So I don't know if it's part of their flavor profile now, but I don't care for it. Let me try the red one, which I think is cherry. I think this one has the least flavor of the 4 that I've tried so far. It is the Jolly Rancher cherry flavor that somehow doesn't taste like cherries, does taste like cherry flavoring, but doesn't taste like cough medicine. You notice the aftertaste a lot. It doesn't have as much tartness as the others had, especially the grape. The grape had the most tartness. The last one that I have is watermelon. Oh, I did grape before cherry. That was out of order, but that's okay. Let's do watermelon. It's fine. It tastes like Jolly Rancher watermelon, which I think in the traditional Jolly Ranchers, the watermelon one is one that has a bit of an aftertaste to it. Again, it tastes like that flavor, which I know immediately is watermelon, but doesn't actually taste like what watermelon tastes like at all. It's interesting that we have so many fruit flavors like that we associate with the fruit, but it doesn't really taste like the fruit at all. The watermelon one, I think the watermelon and the blue raspberry accomplish the best the idea of kind of making something that tastes like a Jolly Rancher, but having a different texture to it. If that was their goal, just to make a chewy Jolly Rancher, I think they accomplished it. And now that I'm thinking about it, the inside does remind me a little bit like a Starburst. It's that kind of texture. A little bit grainier. But after you've been sucking on a Starburst for a little while, that's what this is like. I'm like, there's something I know that is kind of this texture. It's a Starburst. So it's like if you kind of injected air into a Starburst, I think put something in the middle. I still haven't been able to like either see it or feel it, a different product that's in there, like a different texture of a product. So I don't know if there really is like a gel in the middle. If Jolly Rancher's point was just to make something that's like Jolly Ranchers, that tastes like Jolly Ranchers, but people can chew them instead of trying to bite them and breaking their teeth, which I think could happen with a regular Jolly Rancher. If they're trying to make a more kid-safe candy, they have done that with the watermelon and the blue raspberry one. The other three flavors, the grape one I actually really like, but the green apple and the cherry are not nearly as good as just the regular Jolly Ranchers are, that I usually really enjoy in Jolly Ranchers, and they are not particularly enjoyable in this form at all. They have kind of a bitterness to them, and you lose that punch of consistent, like fruity flavor that you have with the original Jolly Ranchers. You don't have that in this. So because of the grape and the watermelon and the blue raspberry, really the grape. The grape is the standout here. The watermelon and the blue raspberry, those are not some of my favorite Jolly Rancher flavors, but they taste the same. So that's fine. Like, I like those. I will, like, they're good. But I'm like, is this a problem that didn't need solving? Is that what's happening here? Or is it a problem and I just wasn't aware of? Let me hold it up like this. Okay, so I'm going to give these a 5 out of 10. So if it was a showdown, this would definitely win. They're good. I realize they're not really inventive. People have now been freeze drying stuff kind of since COVID. But I like it, and I like that I can just buy it in a store. These, on the other hand, I don't understand why we have these. I feel like they are not as good as original Jolly Ranchers. I would much rather have a bag of Jolly Ranchers than this big container of these things. Oh, I didn't even look at serving size. It's 11 servings, which I don't think is wrong. So a serving size is 12 pieces. That's a lot. I just ate 5 of them, and I feel good. Like, I don't need to have any more right now. And 12 pieces is 110 calories. So that seems like a reasonable amount of servings. I like that they're giving me an even number. They're not saying it's 11.7 servings or something weird like that. I realize you're not going to count the number. You're not in the other thing either. So just say that it's 4. Don't say that it's 4.2. I don't know. It's so annoying. I realize then the nutritional facts are off. So make it work for the size of your bag. Think ahead, people. Think about what size of bag you're going to use, and then figure your servings appropriate to that bag. Or if you have already done it, like you figured out, oh crap, we could have extras in here, but then our serving stuff is wrong, just have a little space in the bag. I don't know. It's just so annoying to me. It makes me want to take another point away from them. But really good tasting candy, good flavors, no weird aftertaste. This, on the other hand, 2 of the flavors, one of the flavors is really good. 2 of them taste just like what you would think that they would taste like, and the other 2 are worse versions of that. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10.